Let me have the scenario. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, to take your seat. We will now resume our session and consider the nomination of Miwingoy, Joyous Dance, submitted by Malawi. Let me ask the chairperson of the intergovernmental of the evaluation body to please give us the findings of the body.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The next file is Mwinogwe Joyous Dance submitted by Malawi. Mwinogwe is an instrumental dance performed among 3 ethnic communities in the northern region of Malawi. The dance is performed at social gatherings for entertainment purposes and serves a unifying function among different communities. From the information included in the file, the nomination satisfies all 5 criteria for inscription on the representative list. The evaluation body considers that Mwinowe Joyous dance represents a cultural element deriving from an older ceremonial dance that has assumed new functions in modern society. The dance strengthens bonds among community members, fosters dialogue, and helps people understand their own cultural identity. The safeguarding measures were prepared with the participation of communities, and the state party strives to create a favorable legal framework to facilitate the community's safeguarding efforts. The element was identified during a project co-funded by UNESCO aimed at community-based inventorying, and Mwinowe was duly included in the inventory of Malawi Intangible Cultural Heritage in 2013. The evaluation board recommends that the committee inscribe Mwinowe Joyous dance on the representative list of intangible cultural heritage of humanity. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair of the evaluation body. I understand that the Bureau did not receive any request to open debate or to amend the draft decision, and I propose therefore to ask the committee to adopt as a whole the draft decision 13-10B23, which is now on the screens. Do we have any objection? I see none. Draft decision 13-10B23 duly adopted. Congratulations, Malawi. May I now give you the floor for 2 minutes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair, for the opportunity to speak at this joyous occasion. Malawi wishes to thank the committee for its decisions to inscribe Mwinowe, the joyous dance, on UNESCO's representative list of intangible cultural heritage of humanity. Mr. Chair, we strongly believe that the inscription of Minogue will help reinforce self-confidence, self-respect, and pride among the communities, groups, and individuals concerned, and encourage stronger relations with other communities in the country that already have their ICH elements inscribed on the representative list. Mr. Chair, I wish to acknowledge the fact that this nomination was developed at a time when we had the capacity building project for Southern Africa, for Southern African countries, with kind support of the Flanders government. Therefore, this nomination is a clear testimony of the positive impact of the capacity building project that we implemented. It is for this reason that I would like to thank the Flanders government for the kind gesture. Once again, on behalf of the communities concerned, and indeed on behalf of the government of Malawi, I would like to thank the committee for its decision. Mr. Chair, we have a short video, which with your permission, I would like if it would be shown to this House. Thank you so much.
Yes, kindly proceed. Thank you, Malawi, and congratulations once again. Distinguished delegates, we will now move to the examination of the nomination of Art of Crafting and Playing Mibira, Fancy, Finger Plucking Traditional Musical Instruments in Malawi and Zimbabwe. This is a joint submission from Malawi and Zimbabwe, and I request the chair of the evaluation body, Mr. Omare, to share with us their findings.
Thank you, Mr. Chairperson. The next is Art of Crafting and Playing Biransansi, Finger Plaiting Traditional Musical Instrument in Malawi and Zimbabwe, submitted by Malawi and Zimbabwe. Biransansi concerns the art of playing and making traditional finger plucking musical instrument in Malawi and Zimbabwe. In Malawi, songs sung contain important messages about good behavior and communicate information about events that happened in the past, while in Zimbabwe, the instrument is played at spiritual invocation ceremonies, funeral wakes, memorials, and traditional healing ceremonies. From the information included in the file, the nomination satisfied criteria R1, R3, and R5 for inscription on the representative list. Biransansi music as a primarily spiritual and ceremonial function and reflects the rich cultural heritage of African communities. The proposed safeguarding measures aim at improving the documentation, promotion, and enhanced transmission of Biranzansi music. The element was included in the inventories of the territories of Malawi and Zimbabwe in 2011 and 2012, respectively. However, the evaluation body considered that the information is not sufficient to assess criteria RE2 and RE4. The file fails to explain and provide concrete evidence on how the inscription could contribute to increasing the visibility of intangible cultural heritage in general. The file also does not demonstrate clearly how the nomination was prepared with the widest possible participation of the communities, groups, and individual concerns, and the letters of consent from one of the submitting countries were dated in September 2017, that is after the 31st March statutory deadline. Timely consent, not ex post facto, that is what happened. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Omari, for this decision. The Bureau did not receive any request for debate or amendment, but I see Zambia wishing to take the floor. Yes, Zambia.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. On behalf of Zambia, would like to hear from the submitting states rather, since there are two states, what their position would be in view of the preliminary decision that was announced this morning by the Secretariat, that maybe countries whose files have been referred would reconsider resubmitting their files to be considered during the next cycle. Now that there's that window of, or rather a window of opportunity for them to be able to resubmit in March for consideration at the next sitting in 2019, I would want to invite the submitting state maybe to explain how they would want to proceed from here. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Zambia. May I request either of the two states, Malawi or Zimbabwe, whoever wishes to respond to the query from Zambia, whether there is a willingness to take the window of opportunity to come back in next year or otherwise? Malawi or Zimbabwe?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Oh, okay. It's all right.
Do we have a Zimbabwe with us?
Yes, Zimbabwe is here. Mr.
Yes, Zimbabwe. Please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. First of all, since this is Zimbabwe's first opportunity to speak at this meeting, we would like to congratulate you in your role as chairperson of the session, which you are conducting excellently. We also want to thank the government of Mauritius and the people of Mauritius for the fantastic hospitality they have given us since our arrival here, and for hosting us and allowing us to spend some time with them here and appreciate their culture. We also would like to thank the evaluation body that looked at our joint nomination file. with Malawi for having done a commendable job. We jointly, that is Zimbabwe and Malawi, accept the observations and recommendations of the committee, and we'll work closely together so that we can resubmit our nomination for consideration in 2019. I thank you.
Thank you, Zimbabwe. Does Malawi have anything to add on that, or just to confirm?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Our delegation met with our fellow delegation from Zimbabwe, and we're of the same opinion as expressed by Zimbabwe. Thank you.
Thank you. If there is no more anybody wishes to take the floor on this inscription, may I therefore ask the committee to adopt the draft decision as shown on the screens as a whole? Now we have draft decision 10B24. If I see no objection from the committee members, adopted. At this juncture, may I kindly request the Vice Chair from Philippines to take the chair for some time. Thank you, Philippines.
Thank you. Good afternoon to everybody. We'd like to go to the nomination of Malaysia, which is the Dongdong Sayang. May we ask the chairperson of the evaluation body to give his report on this particular item.
Thank you, Madam Chairperson. The next file is Dongdong Sayang, submitted by Malaysia. Dongdong Sayang is a traditional Malay art that combines elements of music, violins, gongs, and tambourines on the tambour, songs and chants featuring beautiful melodies, strains of poetry. From the information included in the file, the nomination satisfies all 5 criteria for inscription on the representative list. The evaluation body considered that Dongdong Sayang promotes communication between performers and their audience. The element embodies the principal values of tolerance, empathy, sharing, and harmony in society. Proposed safeguarding measures aim at promoting and disseminating the element with regular performances and training activities. The decision to nominate the element followed a series of public meetings, seminars, discussions, and requests with community participation. The evaluation body wishes to remind the state party that updating is an important part of the inventorying process and invites it to include detailed information concerning this aspect in its next periodic report on the implementation of the convention at the national level. The evaluation body recommends that the committee inscribe Dongdong Sayang on the representative list of intangible cultural heritage of humanity. Thank you.
Thank you very much to our chairperson. The Bureau did not receive any request for debate or amendment for this file. May I therefore ask the committee to adopt the decision on this file as, can we see the draft resolution? Yeah. If there is no objection to said draft decision, then I therefore declare the decision 13.com.b.25 adopted. Can I therefore ask Malaysia to give its statement? Thank you.
Madam Chairperson, thank you for giving us this opportunity. On behalf of the Government of Malaysia and the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture, I would like to thank the evaluation body for the inscription decision for Dongdong Sayang. This is a significant and an historic decision for Malaysia, as it is the first inscription of ICH after the ratification of the Convention for the Safeguarding of ICH in 2013. Ladies and gentlemen, Dongdong Sayang is a traditional Malay art that combines elements of music, songs, and chants. It is also known as Dendang Sayang, or love ballads used by the communities to convey feelings of love and to give advice to audiences about special themes such as love, kindness, and many others. Dongdong Sayang is very well known in the Malay archipelago, particularly in the state of Malacca, Malaysia. The most distinct feature of Dongdong Sayang is the chants and the poetry. The art is a genre of entertainment and beautiful, melodious strains of poetry. The performance is special in terms of its grandeur and skills in delivering the songs, where the singer recites the poem spontaneously and naturally with full sonority. Definitely, inscription is just the beginning, and we are committed to continue in implementing the safeguarding plans, and as such, there are greater responsibilities awaiting us. We look forward to have a good cooperation and would be grateful to work closely with all member states in areas of safeguarding of ICH. I would like to thank the committee, the evaluation body, and the secretariat of the convention for the safeguarding of ICH 2003 for their excellent work so far in ensuring this meeting runs smoothly. I also would like to congratulate the government of Republic of Mauritius for excellent hosting and the warm welcome. Madam Chair, allow me to call upon the State Assemblyman and also Malacca State Executive Council member to give a few words.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Madam Chairperson, on behalf of the State Government of Malacca, Malaysia, and the people of Malacca, I would like to thank the committee for this historic decision. For the state of Malacca, this is a very important achievement, as this would enhance Dongdong Sayang as one of the pertinent cultural heritage of the state. Thus make us and the whole community of Malacca so proud. We will continue our efforts in advancing and preserving Dongdong Sayang at all levels. This will definitely add to the treasures and the diverse cultures of Malacca, and we will strive at our very best to ensure that Dongdong Sayang be practiced and sustained for generations to come. I would also like to thank the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture of Malaysia through the Department of National Heritage for their relentless efforts for the successful inscription of Dongdong Sayang. I take this opportunity to invite all parties herein and all the delegates to come and visit World Heritage in the historic state of Malacca and to experience Dongdong Sayang in real-time live performance. Thank you.
But for today, we will demonstrate a short version of the Dongdong Sayang. Please enjoy.
Thank you very much to the delegation of Malaysia. Now let us watch the short performance. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum, Tok.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi.
Tok, kita ni dekat mana ni, Tok?
Kita ada di Pulauan Mauritius ni.
Oh, ya ke? Kita
Dah
nak
berapa
apa
malam
sini?
kita kat sini.
Oh, ya ke? Nampaknya kita ni nak berdondang sayang namanya, Tok.
Memanglah datang sini nak sayang. Diharapkan boleh Jabatan Warisan Malaysia.
Okey, saya boleh dulu ya, Tok?
Boleh. Sayang terpilih warisan dunia, kawan ramai. Macam ku duduklah syurga, di dalamlah syurga.
Oi, di dunia tak ya?
Dongdong sayang terpilih warisan dunia, kawan ramai. Macam diduduklah syurga, di dalamlah syurga.
Oi, sonoknya. Nampaknya macam tu je tu persembahan kita. Ya, terima kasih.
Lama-lama, terima kasih.
Terima kasih.
Thank you very much. Thank you to the Malaysian delegation. Now we go to the next nomination from Mexico, La Romería, the pilgrimage ritual cycle of La Lievada of the Virgin of Zapopan. May we hear from the chairperson of the evaluation body. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chairperson. Our next file is La Romería, the pilgrimage ritual cycle of La Levada, the carrying of the Virgin of Zapopan, submitted by Mexico. La Romería is the most popular and strongly rooted traditions in West Mexico, which dates back to 1734. Celebrated annually on 12th October, honoring the image of the Virgin of Zapopan. The planning of the activities depends on the interaction of different communities, hence helps them to renew and reinforce their social ties. From the information included in the file, the nomination satisfies 5 criteria for inscription on the representative list. The evaluation body considered that La Romería, the pilgrimage ritual cycle of La Levada, the carrying of the Virgin of the Zapopan, matches official Catholic rituals with popular religious expressions and a large cycle of festival events involving native dance groups of different backgrounds. It establishes good relationship and serves as a symbol of devotion, continuity, and cultural identity. The deep-rootedness of the ritual and the number of organizations involved, including the government and practitioners, ensure its viability. The communities concerned actively participated in the preparation of the nomination file through academic research, and in workshops. The evaluation body recommends that the committee inscribe La Romeria, the pilgrimage ritual circle of La Levada, the carrying of the Fachin of Zapopan, on the representative list of intangible cultural heritage of humanity. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Omare. The Bureau did not receive any request for debate or amendment for this file. Thus, may I ask for the draft decision to be read by everybody here? May I therefore ask the committee if there's no amendment to adopt the decision on this file as shown on the screen as a whole? If no, and I see no objection, I therefore declare decision 13 .com 10.b.26 adopted. May I therefore ask the delegation of Mexico to make its statement?
Muchas gracias, señora presidenta. Debido a que es la primera vez que México interviene en esta sesión, quisiéramos agradecer al gobierno de la República de Mauricio por su hospitalidad y al Reino de España por permitir que nos expresemos en nuestra propia lengua. Quisiera tomar, si me lo permiten, brevemente la palabra para agradecer a los distinguidos miembros del comité y al órgano de evaluación en nombre del Gobierno de México y de la Secretaría de Cultura, así como del Instituto Nacional de Antropología e Historia, por hacer eco del deseo de que nuestras comunidades portadoras que hacen posible la romería con el ciclo ritual de la llevada de la Virgen de Zapopan sea entendida como un ciclo ritual netamente comunitario que ha superado el paso del tiempo, reinventándose y siendo interiorizada por nuestras generaciones y desde luego porque es una muestra del poder indestructible del espíritu colectivo. Con esta nominación, México reafirma su compromiso con la salvaguardia, preservación y revaloración de las tradiciones mexicanas que conforman nuestra identidad cultural. Todo en estrecha vinculación con las comunidades portadoras, que están aquí algunos representantes de ellos, y con todos los actores involucrados, que se refleja de manera contundente en la metodología que hemos desarrollado desde el año 2010 para la presentación del consentimiento libre, previo e informado, lo cual para nosotros representa la máxima categoría y demostración de la participación comunitaria, que además cuenta de que el expediente es el resultado de un trabajo verdaderamente colectivo y consensuado. Así enfatizamos la importancia que tiene el patrimonio cultural inmaterial para el fortalecimiento y la reconstrucción del tejido social. Creo que este es un tema importantísimo para todos los miembros del comité y de la colectividad que aquí se reúne. Para la recuperación del sentido y valor de la comunidad de una manera renovada en seguimiento con el espíritu y los objetivos de la Convención del 2003. Por último, si ahora me lo permiten, quisiera darle la palabra a mi colega que está aquí a mi lado, Gerardo Asensio, director de Cultura del municipio de Zapopan, así como a los representantes de las comunidades portadoras que están en nuestro lado. Muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias. Al transmitir los saludos del Gobierno Municipal de Zapopan, Jalisco, quisiéramos antes que nada agradecer al Gobierno de Mauricio su hospitalidad, así como al órgano de evaluación su recomendación para que la romería, el ciclo ritual de la llevada de la Virgen de Zapopan, sea hoy inscrita en la lista representativa del patrimonio cultural inmaterial de la humanidad. La romería está fuertemente arraigada en las historias personales y familiares de cada habitante de la región. Es parte de nuestra memoria, es una tradición que nos ha dado identidad durante casi 3 siglos. A los 35,000 danzantes organizados en 3 cuarteles de danza, a los diversos grupos independientes, a la Guardia de Honor de Nuestra Señora de Zapopan y alrededor de 2 millones de romeros que participan del recorrido que se realiza cada año desde el mes de mayo y hasta el mes de octubre, cuando la imagen de la Virgen en compañía de la comunidad regresa a la Basílica de Zapopan. Actores todos que a través de este ciclo ritual han construido redes de colaboración y reciprocidad. Al respecto, quisiéramos subrayar el compromiso de las autoridades del municipio de Zapopan para salvaguardar el patrimonio cultural de los zapopanos, pues reconocemos el importante papel que tiene la preservación del patrimonio cultural en el fortalecimiento de los lazos comunitarios como un factor fundamental para garantizar el desarrollo sustentable, y estamos comprometidos a continuar y reforzar esta perspectiva. Quisiera, con su autorización, ceder la palabra a la representante de los portadores de la tradición en Zapopan, la danzante Marisol Languren. Gracias.
Muy buenas tardes. Hemos venido hoy como representantes de todas las comunidades y grupos que hacen posible la romería, para la que año con año nos preparamos física y espiritualmente, ensayando nuestros sones y preparando nuestros atuendos para acompañar a la Virgen de regreso a su casa en Zapopan, después de haber visitado muchas comunidades de la zona metropolitana de Guadalajara. La danza es parte de nosotros, es parte de nuestro origen, pero es más nuestra convicción. Nuestra danza es la ofrenda que elevamos al hacer nuestra oración en movimiento. Queremos mantener viva nuestra tradición a través de nuestros hijos, de lo que nos han transmitido nuestros padres desde que éramos pequeños. Pasos marcados que hoy son nuestros, serán mañana de futuras generaciones, quienes acudirán a la romería con esa energía que emana de todos los que vamos. En nuestra participación activa durante la elaboración del expediente de candidatura y del consentimiento explícito otorgado para esta postulación, van nuestras ilusiones de que la inscripción que se ha buscado desde hace años sirva para garantizar larga vida de nuestra tradición. Muchas gracias.
Congratulations, Mexico. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Now we go to the next nomination from Oman, and the nomination is Horse and Camel Aradha. Mr. Omare, please.
Thank you, Madam Chairperson. Our next file is Horse and Camel Aradha, submitted by Oman. Horse and Camel Aradha is practiced across many regions of Oman. People gather around the race course to watch shows by horse and camel riders that reflect Omanese people's skill in dealing with and timing the animals. From the information included in the file, the nomination satisfies all 5 criteria for inscription on the representative list. The evaluation body considered that horse and camel Aradha is a social and cultural activity in rural and urban areas in Oman society and a source of pride embodying a message of respect and peace. Safeguarding measures proposed aims at strengthening the transmission of Aradha, its promotion and related scientific research and documentation. The nomination of Aradha was initiated by the practitioners and civil society with active and continuous involvement of the community in its preparation. The evaluation body wishes to remind the state party that updating is an important part of the inventorying process and invites to include detailed information concerning this aspect in its next periodic report on the implementation of the convention at the national level. The evaluation body recommends that the committee inscribe horse and camel Aradha on the representative list of intangible cultural heritage of humanity. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Romare. The Bureau did not receive any request for debate or amendment for this file. Thus, may I therefore ask the committee to adopt the decision on this file as shown on the screens as a whole. If there are I see no objection, I therefore declare decision 13.com.10.b.27 hereby adopted. May I therefore ask the Omani delegation to give a statement?
شكرا سيدة الرئيسة. نيابة عن الوفد العماني يسرني أن أتقدم بالشكر والتقدير إلى جمهورية موريشيوس الصديقة ممثلة في وزارة الفنون والثقافة على حسن الاستقبال وكرم الضيافة. والشكر موصول إلى سكرتارية الاتفاقية وعلى رأسهم السيد تيم كيرتس رئيس مكتب أمانة الاتفاقية على الجهود الطيبة في الإعداد والتحضير لهذه الدورة. ويسعدنا أن نتقدم بالتهنئة لكل الدول الأعضاء التي نجحت في تسجيل عناصرها الثقافية، كما نشكر لجنة تقييم الملفات على جهودها المقدرة وأعمالها المنجزة من خلال تقريرها الذي تم تقديمه إلى اللجنة الحكومية. سيدة الرئيسة، إن بلاد سلطنة عمان تعتبر من الدول الزاخرة بموروثها الثقافي غير المادي، فهي من أوائل الدول التي صادقت على اتفاقية صون التراث الثقافي غير المادي في عام 2005، وتعمل وفق خطة واضحة ومدروسة لتفعيل هذه الاتفاقية من خلال نقاط عدة منها. أولاً، التوعية بأهمية التراث الثقافي غير المادي. ثانياً، تعزيز دور المجتمعات والممارسين في صون التراث الثقافي غير المادي. ثالثاً، دمج المواضيع والمفاهيم المرتبطة بالتراث الثقافي غير المادي بالمناهج التعليمية. رابعاً، العمل على إثراء مشاريع التراث الثقافي غير المادي في التنمية المستدامة. سيدة الرئيسة، إن تسجيل عرضة الخيل والإبل ليكون ثامن عنصر لسلطنة عمان على القائمة التمثيلية للتراث الثقافي غير المادي للإنسانية، لهو مدعاة لجميع الممارسين لهذا الموروث الشعبي بالسعادة والاعتزاز، حيث سيساعد هذا التسجيل على بذل مزيد من الاهتمام والعناية من قبل الجهات ذات العلاقة، ووضع هذا الموروث في بنود خطط واستراتيجيات السلطنة القادمة لأجل تحقيق الهدف المنشود لتراثنا الثقافي غير المادي من خلال العمل على صونه والمحافظة عليه من الاندثار وتعليمه للناشئة جيلاً بعد جيل. وفي الختام، فإننا على ثقة بأن اتفاقية صون التراث الثقافي غير المادي سوف تحقق أهدافها المنشودة والنبيلة، وذلك من خلال تكاتف وتعاون جميع الدول الأعضاء في نشر روح المحبة والصداقة والسلام، والذي يعكسها هذا الموروث الثقافي الحضاري الإنساني، والذي شهدناه من خلال الدبلوماسية الثقافية، والتي أينعت ثمارها بإدراج عنصر السورم أحد أشكال المصارعة التقليدية لكل من الكوريتين الشمالية والجنوبية. وإن هذا حقاً ما أكدت عليه المديرة العامة للمنظمة، إن التراث الثقافي يعتبر أداة فاعلة لتحقيق السلام وهمزة وصل بين الشعوب. وختاماً أود أن أشكر جميع الأخوة الذين أمضوا شهوراً عديدة في إعداد هذا الملف، والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Thank you to the Ambassador of Oman, and congratulations to the Oman delegation. We have a short video that we'd like to see. Thank you.
Aradha, or the Horses and Camels Tradition Festival, is an Omani occasion related to the Omani society customs and traditions that expresses joy during the national and religious feast. It is also a sign of showing generosity to guests and visitors. Al-Aradha is an integral event where the society's members gather to prepare for. It starts by getting the racetrack ready, sending invitations to the audience, traditional music bands, dance squads, traditional craft makers, and organizing the participating horses and camels with their riders. Al-Aradha is performed by horses, camels, or both, where the horses and camels are fully adorned and graced. The riders display their mastering skills and abilities in training the horses and camels. The audience interacts by cheering to express their admiration.
أسألك عن ممارسك، من متى بديت تمارسه؟
Thank you, Philippine, for chairing this committee during my absence. Let me join in to congratulate Malaysia, Mexico, and Oman for the inscription of the elements. And let us now move, dear delegates, to consider the nomination of ritual and festive expressions of the Congo culture submitted by Panama. May I invite the chairperson of the evaluation committee to brief us on this file. Chairperson, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairperson. Next file is ritual and festive expressions of the Congo culture submitted by Panama. The ritual and festive expressions of the Congo culture encompass the contemporary fusion of a collective celebration of the black rebel descendants enslaved during the colonial period. For generations, the expressions have fostered social integration and provided a way of expressing joy and identity. From the information included in the file, the nomination satisfies all 5 criteria for inscription on the representative list. The evaluation body considered that ritual and festival expressions of the Congo culture are an important part of the cultural heritage of Panama's communities, reinforce the cultural identity of the community members, strengthen their historical memory, and help them cope with their collective historical trauma. The proposed safeguarding measures include overall training on the 2003 Convention, awareness-raising activities, documentation, and establishment of academic degrees on ICH and cultural management. A wide range of community representatives, local governments, and practitioners participated in the nomination process. The evaluation body recommends to the committee to inscribe ritual and festival expressions on the Congo culture on the representative list of intangible cultural heritage of humanity. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Omare. The Bureau did not receive any requests for opening of the debate or any amendment, and I therefore propose to ask the committee to adopt the draft decision as a whole. I see no objection. Decision 13-10B 28 adopted. Congratulations, Panama. The floor is now yours.
Thank you, Chair. First of all, I would like to thank the people of Mauritius for the warm welcome that we have received, especially also to the gentlemen and the ladies behind me from Mauritius that graciously had dressed with our Congo culture costumes. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. El gobierno de Panamá, en representación de la cultura Congo y todas sus personas, desea extenderle agradecimiento al secretariado y a la oficina de UNESCO en Costa Rica por su continuo apoyo en los esfuerzos para elevar a un nivel universal la cultura intangible de Panamá. Deseo hacerle un especial reconocimiento a la persona a mi izquierda, la profesora Emma Gómez, jefe del equipo encargado en el Ministerio de Comercio para salvaguardar el patrimonio inmaterial y todo su equipo de investigación de campo, y en especial todos los grupos representativos de la cultura del Congo que han enriquecido tanto esta nominación. From the words of the Panamanian researcher and writer, and also Panama Canal History Memory Coordinator, Mr. Ernesto Holder, who recently inscribed a document in the memory of the world, the Isthmus of Panama historically has been a place of transit. As a matter of fact, that has not changed over the centuries, as merciless conquerors, resilient settlers, and unfortunately but strong and proud slaves, the sociocultural structure of its inhabitants, ever so often, has been influenced by diversity and the richness of all the human groups that have come, left, or stayed in various ways and under diverse circumstances. With the cultural influence of the Congo of Panama as an intangible cultural heritage, acknowledging their arduously obtained place in history and culture formation for the Republic of Panama. Thank you very much, and I'd like to pass the word to Dr. Emma Gomez.
Try to be as short as possible, please. You have already taken 2 minutes 40 seconds. Thank you.
Muchas gracias. Un breve mensaje con el corazón para Panamá, para los congos que están detrás de esta candidatura, que desde el 2013 hemos estado inventariando, porque cada inventario realizado en Panamá ha llevado años. Nos sentimos orgullosos de cada espacio de esfuerzo ganado, no solamente de los descendientes de los esclavos que a través de Portobelo, Nombre de Dios o Santa Isabel, distribuyeron esclavos por toda América. Supieron amasar su cultura, transmitirla hasta el día de hoy, y en espacios de la ciudad de Panamá, como Curundú, tenemos también Chilibre y todo el espacio de Colón con sus distintos distritos, Portobelo, Colón, Donoso, Chagres. Gracias Leticia, Levi, tu equipo. Tú eres un nombre que simboliza a todos los que han trabajado duramente junto al proyecto Salvaguardia, el equipo. Panamá, gracias. Gracias a todos los que están siguiendo, que no han dormido en toda la noche esperando este reconocimiento que de verdad nos hace sentirnos emocionados. Gracias, África está en América y ahora Mauritius forma parte de ese recuerdo, de este reconocimiento. Gracias, jóvenes, por acompañarnos.
Thank you, Panama. Congratulations. And thank you also for the two models. And,
Soto, tiempo de Masoto, tiempo de Satro. Hay varias terminologías. Para nosotros es la temporada Congo, en que nosotros vamos a recordar a través de distintos rituales todo lo que pasó nuestra gente en estas tierras. Es una estructura social establecida y bien definida, donde hay una reina, porque es de corte matriarcal, quien manda, luego viene un rey, que será en nuestro caso hombre sometido. Nos toca la responsabilidad de cuidar como varón o como varones el palenque o la comunidad del asedio de los esclavizadores. Está el pajarito, que es una figura un poco contradictoria porque la vemos cuidando a todo el mundo, pero es el mayor símbolo de traición que existe en la comunidad. Pajarito fue atrapado por los blancos, es príncipe, y se le pide que entregue a la comunidad para salvar su pellejo. Y Pajarito lleva a la comunidad una emboscada.
Hola, hola, pajita para tu nido, bola, bola y hue.
Thank you again. Congratulations, Panama. Let us now consider the nomination for Nativity Scene, Zopka, tradition in Kharkov, submitted by Poland. I immediately invite the chairperson of the evaluation body to share with us their findings.
Thank you, Mr. Chairperson. The next file is Nativity Scene, Zopka, tradition in Krakow, submitted by Poland. The Nativity Scenes tradition in Krakow is a social practice performed every year during Christmas, centered on constructing cliffs. The tradition is open to everyone with significant educational functions, passing on knowledge about the history of the city, its local architecture and customs. From the information included in the file, the nomination satisfied all 5 criteria for inscription on the representative list. The evaluation body considered that Nativity Scene tradition in Krakow represents stylized depictions of path of Jesus Christ that are produced in many different countries. Clip production is an integral living part of the cultural heritage of Krakow and its surroundings, and an important cultural symbol of the Polish society. The element builds up cultural identity and brings people together, thus creating new bonds. The nomination includes a well-conceived strategy with clearly defined risks and corresponding safeguarding measures. The preparation of the file involved the widest possible participation of the communities concerned, including men and women. The evaluation body wishes to recommend the state party for a well-prepared file, particularly in terms of community involvement, clear description under criterion RE2, and a video which highlights the social and cultural meanings of the element and the central role of the practitioners in all the processes connected with planning and implementing the safeguarding measures. The evaluation body therefore recommends that the committee inscribe nativity scenes, Sopka tradition in Krakow on the representative list of intangible cultural heritage of humanity. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. We did not receive any request for debate or amendment, and let us now proceed to adopt the draft decision as a whole. Are we all agreeable to adopt decision 13-10B29 as a whole? I see no objection. Adopted. Congratulations, Poland. May I now invite Poland to say a few words? I understand there's also a small video which you will be able to listen, and for which you will have to follow the interpretation. Thank you. Poland, the floor is now yours.
Thank you, Chair. Poland wishes to express its sincere appreciation and gratitude to the committee for the inscription of our very first element on the representative list of intangible cultural heritage of humanity. We are honored that we have finally joined the international community of intangible cultural heritage. Having the first Polish element inscribed, we are pleased to see that the representative list is growing in its diversity. We wish also to thank the evaluation body for the commending remarks given on the nomination file. We welcome them with satisfaction as an appreciation for the hard work on the file, but also as an obligation regarding our future nominations. I pass the word to my colleague.
Thank you. On behalf of the Minister of Culture and National Heritage of Poland, I would like to thank the committee, the evaluation body, and every person who was involved in the nomination process, the bearers, the practitioners, and the experts. Since the ratification of the 2003 UNESCO Convention, Poland developed a set of safeguarding measures and created a national HCH list on which we have now 32 elements inscribed. The nativity scene Szopka is the first Polish element inscribed on the representative list, and we are convinced that this element, as well as the others in the future, will contribute the diversity of the cultural heritage of humanity. The nativity scene Szopka is closely connected to Christmas celebration and the city of Krakow inscribed on the World Heritage List. Annually, the Christmas preparations starts with the Szopka contents, and all creators and practitioners gather at the main square to present the results of their skills. This year, for sure, after this decision of the committee, the Christmas celebration will be particularly significant for all Polish people. The practitioners of the nativity scene Szopka were placed at the center of the nomination and safeguarding process. So now, please, let me give the voice to the young generation of Szopka makers. Emilka, the floor is yours.
I'm very happy today to see our tradition having been inscribed on the UNESCO list, and I like Mauritius a lot. I have learned how to make nativity scenes from my grandfather, and now I make Szopka Krakowska every year, my mother or by myself. Thanks to the inscription, I hope to have more colleagues doing Szopka with me. I also invite everyone to the presentation of tradition right after the end of this session.
We are representatives of the community of the Shopka Nativity scene creators. We are very happy being here in beautiful Mauritius. We would like to express our gratitude to the Intergovernmental Committee for the inscription of the element on the representative list of intangible cultural heritage of humanity. We are very proud that we can be present at this historical moment. We would like to hand out of hands of Mr. Chairman as the Minister of Arts and Culture of Mauritius the image of Shopka, the gift for whole nation of Mauritius.
Twórcy szopek zanoszą swoje prace do siedziby Muzeum Historycznego. Będzie można je tam podziwiać przez 3 miesiące. Na ten dzień twórcy szopek przygotowują się przez cały rok. Za pracownię służy im kuchnia, pokój, niekiedy garaż lub poddasze. Bardzo rzadko jest to specjalistyczny warsztat. W wyniku wielomiesięcznej pracy powstaje kilkupoziomowa, fantazyjna budowla wykonana z lekkich materiałów, drewnianych listewek, tektury, kolorowych papierów i cieniutkiej metalowej folii, staniolu. Odnaleźć w niej
Thank you, Poland, for this gesture, which the whole of Mauritius appreciate. Let us now consider the singing to the accompaniment of the gusle, a nomination from Serbia. May I please pass over the floor to the chairperson of the evaluation body, and also invite our friend from Poland. If you could please move on the left side, just please, Poland. Could we we should show some flexibility for their first inscription. And we know the emotion around any inscription. We'll bear with them for a few seconds. Okay. May I straight away pass over to the chairperson of the evaluation body for its findings.
Thank you, Mr. Chairperson. Our next file is singing to the accompaniment of the gusle, submitting by Serbia. Singing of the accompaniment to the accompaniment of the gaso is an ancient art of performing primarily heroic epics practiced for centuries as a form of historical memory and an expression of cultural identity. The songs reflect the value system of the community, and their interactive character fosters community feeling. From the information included in the file, the nomination satisfies all 5 criteria for inscription on the representative list. The evaluation body considered that singing to the accompaniment of the gaso is an important social, cultural, and symbolic element rooted in everyday life of its practitioners. The element contributes to cultural dialogue among communities and promotes friendship and cultural identity. Safeguarding measures include documentation, promotion, and transmission of the element, as well as education regarding the general importance of safeguarding intangible cultural heritage. The traditional bearers initiated the nomination and actively participated in the preparation of the file. The communities concerned and other stakeholders participated at different stages of the nomination process, and the evaluation board recommends that the committee inscribe singing to the accompaniment of the gaso on the representative list of the intangible cultural heritage of humanity. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. The Bureau did not receive any request for debate or amendment, and I propose that we adopt the draft decision as a whole. The draft decision 13-10B31. Do we agree that it be adopted? I see no objection. Adopted. Congratulations, Serbia. May I now give you the floor? Serbia.
Thank you, Mr. Chairperson. On behalf of the Republic of Serbia, I would like, first of all, to thank the host and the Secretariat for the organization of this meeting. I would especially like to thank the members of the evaluation body and the committee for recognizing singing to accompaniment of the gusle as intangible cultural heritage of humanity. We are convinced that the inscription on the representative list will contribute to the promotion and growing awareness of intangible cultural heritage in the Republic of Serbia. This inscription is a result of hard and dedicated work of a team of experts who coordinated the preparation of the nomination file in cooperation with individuals, gusle players, local communities, and institutions involved in the safeguarding of intangible cultural heritage in Serbia. The element is recognized by the performers, guslers, and local communities as an important landmark and a structural part of the cultural identity, which is particularly important for the development and strengthening the community feeling. We hope that this inscription will encourage local communities to identify, safeguard, and promote local varieties of the element, promoting respect for cultural diversity and human creativity. We also believe that the inscription will strengthen the awareness that different communities living in the same cultural area share cultural heritage. We invite countries in the region where the singing to accompaniment of the gusle is also recognized as a part of living cultural practices to join the inscription. Thank you, and if I may, I would like to invite a representative of the countries in the region to take a floor. Thank you.
Yes, may I ask Albania to say a few words?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I'll take less than 1 minute. I have the honor to speak on behalf of the following state parties to the convention: Albania, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Croatia, and Montenegro. We congratulate Serbia for the inscription of the nomination, the singing to the accompaniment of the gusle in the representative list. We deem it important to point out that the cultural practice of singing to the accompaniment of the gusle is historically established and is a living practice in a very wide area of the Southeast Europe. It is in fact one of those cases where the multinational nomination, as we have seen a number of times during this session, applies perfectly. There is an extensive and widespread information, solid documentation, and ample proof that singing in the accompaniment of the gusle is an ancient cultural practice, practiced over centuries and present to this day in several other countries, namely Albania, where the instrument is called lahuta, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Croatia, and Montenegro, where gusle, in fact, is even considered as a national instrument. It is our understanding, as we also heard from the distinguished representative of Serbia, that the nomination remains open for a future multinational nomination with the participation of the states wishing to do so, and our countries, Albania, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Croatia, and Montenegro, are already working on this issue. Finally, in thanking you, I would be grateful, Mr. Chairman, to include this statement in your oral report and the summary records of this session. Thank you.
Thank you, Albania. Your statement is well recorded. And once again, congratulations. May we now move to consider the nomination of bobbin lace making in Slovenia, a nomination submitted by Slovenia. I wish the chairperson of the evaluation body to give us its findings.
Thank you, Mr. Chairperson. The next file is on poppin lace making in Slovenia, submitted by Slovenia. Poppin lace making in Slovenia is a handcraft skill of making lace by crossing and twisting thread wound on special wooden sticks known as poppins. It has notable therapeutic functions and is an ecologically clean and sustainability-oriented activity. From the information included in the file, the nomination satisfies all 5 criteria for inscription on the representative list. The evaluation body considered that the poppin lace making in Slovenia significantly contributes to the identity of many local communities by connecting family members from different generations, neighbors, and local poppin lace making societies, and fosters creative cooperation between lace makers and pattern designers. The inscription of poppin lace making could substantially promote dialogue among different communities of poppin lace makers worldwide and promote networking and joint projects. The proposed safeguarding plan promotes sustainable development and the use of natural local materials. The nomination was supported and approved by a large network of individuals, communities, schools, and associations whose consent has been demonstrated. The evaluation body recommends to the committee to inscribe poppin lace making in Slovenia. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. In this case also, we did not receive any request for debate or amendment, and I propose that we adopt the draft resolution as a whole. Shall we therefore adopt draft decision 13-10B32? I see no objection. Adopted. Congratulations, Slovenia. I have the pleasure now to give you the floor for 2 minutes, please.
Distinguished members of the Intergovernmental Committee, esteemed members of the evaluation body, honorable host Mauritius, state parties to the convention, dear colleagues. Allow me to wholeheartedly thank you on behalf of the Republic of Slovenia for this precious international recognition of an element which is widely practiced in our country and included into the contemporary life of so many individuals, families, and communities. The knowledge of bobbin lace making is being transmitted from grandparents to grandchildren, practiced in organized classes in lace making schools, in societies and groups, as well as in informal neighborhood communities of women. It is my honor to convey you the message of the bearers who are with us today in their thoughts and also following us online. alongside with several municipalities, local organizations, and museum professionals who contributed greatly to ensuring visibility and awareness, as well as conducted an open dialogue that encouraged cooperation. To put into words the pride of the bobbin lace makers for the appreciation of their craftsmanship and creative expression, and especially the love with which these tiny threads are tangled. As one contemporary designer said so clearly, bobbin lace making is simply a part of one's personal and family history, as well as many other life stories that we discover through socializing while making lace. We are pleased that the tradition of bobbin lace making keeps up with the time so boldly, even in the 21st century, and that the new generations are recognizing it as a part of their world, which is a guarantee to ensure its safeguarding in the future. Bobbin lace making is very much alive. Therefore, it deserves its inscription on the UNESCO representative list. Let us now celebrate this precious tradition together by watching a short video prepared by the bearers. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, Slovenia. Congratulations. With your permission, we move now to consider the nomination of tamburadas, drum-playing rituals, submitted by Spain. And I invite the chairperson of the evaluation body to brief us.
Thank you, Mr. Chairperson. The next file is tamburadas, drum-playing rituals submitted by Spain. Tamburadas, drum-playing rituals are loud group rituals based on their simultaneous, intense beating of thousands of drums, played uninterruptedly for days and nights in public spaces in towns and villages. The tamburadas are part of the Catholic Holy Week celebrations and have special significance according to different places, days, and times. From the information in the file, the nomination satisfies all 5 criteria for inscription on the representative list. The evaluation body considered that tamburadas, drum-playing rituals are a living tradition with significant social and cultural functions shared by all the practicing communities with respect to their local differences. The practice plays an important integrating role with the communities concerned, fostering a sense of belonging and strengthening ties among people of different ages, genders, and origins. The practice also inspires other artistic fields such as literature, photography, and poster design. The safeguarding measures were drawn up with a wide participation of the practitioners and the local communities, and they include documentation and awareness-raising activities. The nomination was initiated by the local communities and regional governments, which were involved in the entire nomination process through regular meetings. The evaluation body wishes to commend the State Party for the improved file following the referral of this nomination in 2014 and further remind the state party that updating is an important part of the inventorying process and invites it to include detailed information concerning this aspect in its next periodic report on the implementation of the convention at the national level. The evaluation body recommends that the committee inscribe tamboladas, drum-playing rituals on the representative list of intangible cultural heritage of humanity. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairperson. Having received no request for debate or amendment, let us now proceed to adopt draft decision 13-10B33 as a whole. I see no objection. Adopted. And congratulations to Spain. To give the floor to Spain to say a few words.
Excelencias, distinguidos delegados, en primer lugar quiero agradecer al Gobierno de Mauricio la acogida que nos ha prestado en este encuentro y felicito también a la Secretaría, al órgano de evaluación y a los miembros del comité por su trabajo y esfuerzo en estos días. Todos han ayudado al éxito de esta candidatura de las tamborradas rituales de toque de tambor. Esta candidatura ha tenido una larga trayectoria, desde que en la sesión de 2014 en París no pudiera pasar a formar parte de la lista representativa de patrimonio cultural inmaterial por considerarse que debía mejorar algún criterio, lo que se ha hecho con dedicación y entrega por quienes han trabajado el expediente durante 2 años, resultando un gran ejemplo de la importancia y la relevancia de la opción del refer para la comunidad portadoras, que son los verdaderos protagonistas de esta convención. En la candidatura Tamborradas, rituales de toques de tambor, participan las comunidades autónomas de España, de Andalucía, Aragón, Castilla-La Mancha, Murcia y Comunidad Valenciana. Y están presentes 17 localidades. Esta práctica social organizada en grupos cuenta con una participación multitudinaria en auge, que no distingue edades, ni género, ni situación económica, por lo que es un ejemplo de participación, fiesta y convivencia democrática. Las tamborradas son ruidosos rituales grupales basados en el golpeteo simultáneo e intenso de miles de tambores que se interpretan ininterrumpidamente rompiendo el alba o la noche en espacios públicos de pueblos y aldeas de España, que como la UNESCO quieren que la llamada a la libertad, la fraternidad, la paz y la convivencia entre todos los pueblos del mundo se escuche en todos los confines del planeta. Este es el lenguaje común identitario que están ahora mismo interpretando las comunidades portadoras en diferentes localidades de España, creando una cautivadora atmósfera de sonido e identidad cargada de emoción como muestra de celebración de la inclusión de las tamborradas en la lista representativa del patrimonio cultural inmaterial de la humanidad. Desde el compromiso de España con esta convención, desde su aprobación hace 15 años, quiero trasladarles, en nombre de los municipios de Baena, Albalate del Arzobispo, Alcañiz, Alcoriza, Calanda, Andorra, Híjar, La Puebla de Híjar, Sant Pere de Calanda, Urrea de Gaén, Agramón, Ellín, Tobarra, Alcira, Alcora, Moratalla y Mula, su emoción y agradecimiento a la UNESCO por distinguir con esta declaración el mensaje de paz al mundo que lanzan las tamborradas. Nuestros tambores no son de guerra, por tanto, que suenen los tambores y callen las armas en todo el mundo. Muchas gracias. Pongan el vídeo, por favor.
Al principio de los tiempos fue el impacto de un brazo humano provisto de un palo contra un tronco. El resultado provocaría uno de los primeros sonidos creados de una manera artificial por nuestra especie. Estos impactos rítmicos han servido desde hace miles de años para comunicar sensaciones, para llamar a la guerra, para transmitir alegría, pasión, tristeza o peligro. Baena, Moratalla, Mula, Agramón, Ellín, Tobarra, Alzira, l'Alcora, Albalate del Arzobispo, Alcañiz, Alcoriza, Andorra, Calanda, Híjar, La Puebla de Híjar, Sant Pere de Calanda, Urrea de Gaén. En aquel espacio físico lleno de ruido, las tamboradas, los rituales de toques de tambor, transportan más allá de la noche, del cansancio, de las heridas. Es ahí cuando encuentran fuerzas donde acaba la razón.
Thank you and congratulations again. Let us now move to consider the nomination of Rukada Natya, traditional string puppet drama in Sri Lanka, submitted by Sri Lanka. Mr. Omari, please, for your findings.
Thank you, Mr. Chairperson. Our next file is Lukada Natya, traditional string puppet drama in Sri Lanka, submitted by Sri Lanka. Lukada Natya is a type of drama performed using string puppets, traditionally to provide light entertainment and convey moral lessons to village communities. The practice is therefore an effective way of conveying messages crucial for maintaining cohesiveness among community members. From the information included in the file, the nomination satisfies all 5 criteria for inscription on the representative list. The evaluation body considered that Lukada Natya, traditional string puppet drama in Sri Lanka, is a form of entertainment that conveys moral and ethical lessons to children, youth, and other members of the village communities. The practice fosters harmony and cohesiveness and helps people socialize and share common values. The nomination process stimulated dialogue between puppetry groups and the local experts, and the element has the potential of encouraging youth to engage with their own heritage. The proposed measures include inventorying and documentation, encouraging studies through grants to conduct research projects aimed at safeguarding intangible cultural heritage, and raising awareness through educational activities among school children and youth. The element was included in the National Inventory of Intangible Cultural Heritage of Sri Lanka with the wide participation of the practitioners. The evaluation body wishes to commend the state party for the improved file following a referral of this nomination in 2016. The evaluation body recommends that the committee inscribe Lukada Natya, traditional string puppet drama in Sri Lanka, on the representative list of intangible cultural heritage of humanity. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Omari. Having received no amendment, no request for debate, I suggest that we adopt as a whole the draft decision 10B34. Is there any objection? Adopted. Congratulations, Sri Lanka. You have now the floor. Sri Lanka.
Yeah, that's okay. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Excellencies, delegates, and ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the government of Sri Lanka and its people, we wish to express our immense appreciation and heartfelt gratitude to the evaluation body for their work recommending traditional string puppet drama of Sri Lanka to be inscribed in the UNESCO representative list of intangible cultural heritage of humanity. We are enchanted by this result and are greatly honored, especially as this is the very first ICH element of Sri Lanka to have inscribed in this very prestigious list. All Sri Lankans, including the practitioners in particular, will be overjoyed when they hear the good news. Now, I will hand over the floor to our subject specialist to tell you briefly about the ailment and how the inscription is going to influence it. Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairperson. Traditional string puppet drama of Sri Lanka had been one of the most popular forms of community entertainment and dialogue until the arrival of the television and other mass entertainment media in the late 1970s. As those electronic mass media are more attractive to the younger generation, traditional string puppet drama began to lose its popularity. This situation caused the decline of the practice as well as the impoverishment of the practitioner. At present, the practitioners find it difficult to sustain the art as well as to maintain their livelihoods. In this context, the inscription of the element in the representative list will certainly improve the visibility of the element, thus enriching the practice, empowering the practitioner, and ensuring the viability of this important element. At the same time, we are fully aware of the potential dangers that improved popularity might pose, such as commercialization and overexploitation due to tourism, and steps to protect the element are already in place in our safeguarding plans. We would like to take this opportunity to thank the practitioners, the members of the National ICH Committee, all stakeholders and well-wishers who helped in numerous ways to prepare a successful nomination dossier. While sincerely thanking the evaluation body once again, we cordially invite you to watch this short, informative slide presentation that we have prepared for you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sri Lanka, and congratulations. Let us now move, ladies and gentlemen, to consider the nomination of avalanche risk management submitted by Switzerland and Austria. May I request Sri Lanka to switch off the mic, please? Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka, please switch off the mic. Thank you. Let us now listen to the recommendations of the chairperson of the evaluation body, Mr. Omare, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairperson. Our next file is avalanche risk management, submitted by Switzerland and Austria. The avalanche risk management entails the control of hazards and threats during winter that looms over the heads of the alpine inhabitants, tourists, animals, means of communication, and other infrastructure so vital for life in highlands. The element is entrenched in the everyday culture of the communities concerned and underscores the importance of solidarity in crisis situations. From the information included in the file, the nomination satisfies all 5 criteria for inscription on the representative list. The evaluation body considered that avalanche risk management constitutes intangible cultural heritage and as an inseparable part of their lives, provides local communities with a sense of identity and serves many different social and cultural functions. The inscription of the element will draw closer attention to the cultural aspects of natural hazard prevention and strengthen the linkages between intangible cultural heritage and natural sciences. safeguarding measures reflect different aspects of the element relating to the knowledge and practice concerning avalanche risk management, as well as cultural dimension. Both state parties prepare the nomination file in close collaboration with the communities and the stakeholders concerned. The evaluation body recommends the committee to inscribe avalanche risk management on the representative list of intangible cultural heritage of humanity. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Omare. Ladies and gentlemen, let us now move to adopt the draft decision, having received no debate, no request for debate or amendment. I propose that we adopt draft decision 13-10B35 as a whole. No objection. Adopted. Congratulations to Switzerland and Austria. And may I invite the submitting states to make a statement.
Monsieur le Président, Excellences, chers délégués, la Suisse tient tout d'abord à remercier les autorités et la population de la République de Maurice pour l'excellente organisation de cette réunion du comité et sa parfaite hospitalité. Nous remercions le comité pour sa décision d'inscription et souhaitons également saluer le travail remarquable de l'organe d'évaluation. L'inscription de la gestion du danger d'avalanche présente un caractère novateur dans le domaine du patrimoine culturel immatériel par la combinaison contemporaine de pratiques et de savoirs traditionnels et technologiques dans un rapport à la nature. Elle montre également, dans un contexte de changement climatique, que les dangers naturels ne représentent pas seulement des défis techniques, mais aussi des enjeux culturels nécessitant des réponses collectives. La reconnaissance du rôle du patrimoine vivant dans cette gestion des risques offre des opportunités pour renforcer le développement durable, la participation et la résilience. Nous souhaitons également remercier l'Autriche pour l'excellente collaboration dans l'élaboration de ce dossier qui implique une communauté binationale large et diversifiée. Nous passons maintenant la parole à un représentant de cette communauté par le biais d'un message vidéo.
Monsieur le Président, chers comités, chers délégués, c'est avec grand plaisir que nous avons appris la nouvelle. Nous sommes contents que la gestion du danger d'avalanche fasse désormais partie du patrimoine culturel immatériel de l'UNESCO. Cette distinction nous offre une visibilité supplémentaire à un danger important mais souvent sous-estimé. La Suisse est un pays de montagne. Plus que la moitié du territoire constitue des montagnes. Comme pays montagnard, nous vivons depuis toujours avec les avalanches. Aujourd'hui, notre savoir traditionnel est complété par des technologies modernes et une science innovante. Je remercie tous ceux qui ont contribué à la préparation du dossier, notamment le Club alpin suisse, l'Association suisse des guides de montagne, les offices fédéraux de la culture et de l'environnement et le canton du Valais, et nos partenaires en Autriche. Un grand merci pour votre coopération et votre engagement et merci à vous pour la reconnaissance de notre tradition.
Thank you and congratulations once again to Switzerland and Austria. Now move to consider the nomination of Chakan, embroidery art in the Republic of Tajikistan, submitted by Tajikistan, and I humbly request Mr. Omare to give us the findings of the evaluation body.
Thank you, Mr. Chairperson. Our next file is Chakan, embroidery art in the Republic of Tajikistan, submitted by Tajikistan. The art of Chakan embroidery is the practice of sewing ornaments, images of flowers, and symbolic drawings with colorful threads on cotton or silk fabrics. It's used to decorate clothing and household items such as women's shirts, headscarves, curtains, pillows, bedspreads, and coverlets for cradles. From the information included in the file, the nomination satisfies criteria RE1, RE3, RE4, and RE5 for inscription on the representative list. Chakan embroidery relies on collaboration between family or group members, thereby strengthening social cohesion and bonds among people. The production of Chakan embroidery and textile provides Tajik women with an important source of income and contributes to the sustainable development of local communities. Safeguarding measures focus on documenting the contemporary state of the element, raising awareness through festivals, competitions, and exhibitions. The nomination process involved the active participation of many different stakeholders, including organizations led by tradition bearers and community members. However, evaluation body considered that information is not sufficient to assess criteria RE2. The nomination fails to explain how the inscription of Chakan could serve to raise the visibility of intangible cultural heritage in general, and how it will promote cultural diversity and human creativity. Therefore, the evaluation body recommends that the committee refers Chakan embroidery art in the Republic of Tajikistan to the submitting state. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Omare. For this nomination, we have received a request for amendment from Kazakhstan, and I immediately give the floor to Kazakhstan.
Thank you, dear Chairman. Appreciating the work of the evaluation body, we'd like to call your attention to the overwhelming pattern with the criteria R2. And already, we think that already representing a cultural brand of Tajikistan, Chakan embroidery serves as a source of inspiration for many textile artists, interior and fashion designers abroad. Inscription, as the nomination states, shall raise global awareness on various aspects of this element, among which is raising the status of artisanry, promotion of family values, and closer transmission from master to apprentice training, raising the role of women in society and improving their employment opportunities and popularization of folk festivals and ritual weddings. Overall, spiritual process of Chakan hand embroidery is close affiliation with nature and family, has a potential like any sustainable craft to address ecological impact of fashion industry. 2017 is announced as the year of traditional handicrafts and sustainable tourism in Tajikistan, making it a perfect timing for inscribing Chakan embroidery. Therefore, with your kind permission, we would appreciate if we open the floor for debate, and we'd like to pose this same question posed by the evaluation body, and if the state party explains how the inscription of Chakan could serve to raise the visibility of intangible cultural heritage in general, and how it would promote cultural diversity and human creativity. Thank you.
Thank you, Kazakhstan. I see Azerbaijan, Palestine, and Jamaica wishing to take the floor. Armenia also. I wish to confirm whether you are supporting the amendment proposed by Azerbaijan, or
Kazakhstan, Mr.
you
Chairman.
wish that we hear the submitting state. Okay, in that case, your point is well noted, and I immediately give the floor to Tajikistan to respond to the request from the committee members. Tajikistan, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, dear UNESCO Secretariat, ICH committee members, and colleagues. Regarding our information for criteria R2, let us provide more detailed explanation how inscription of Chakan embroidery could raise the visibility of the element, promote cultural diversity and human creativity. For the text limits in the section 2 could have constrained and condensed information provided. As an ICH element bonding families and local communities, younger and elder generation, rural and urban population, inscription of Chakan embroidery on the representative list of the ICH of humanity will raise the status of craftsmen and promote handicrafts as an environmentally friendly lifestyle choice. Also, promote community spirit and family values. Support women with broader employment opportunities. Inspire research on the symbolism of ornaments and colors, spiritual and mediative benefits of the handicrafts, social context and events associated with the Chakan. Facilitate informal transmission in families, community centers, as well as formal transmission in the schools, colleges, universities, and museums. Popularize folk costumes, community celebrations, and festivals. Inspires designers and artists worldwide to cooperate with communities, choose natural products, and handwork to create high-quality clothing and furniture. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Tajikistan. May I now invite the Bureau members, as committee members, to move to consider adoption of the draft decision. Paragraph by paragraph. Paragraph 1, any objection? Adopted. Paragraph 2. No objection. Adopted. Paragraph 3. We have got a motion to amend presented by Kazakhstan, and I see Palestine wishes to intervene. Yes, Palestine.
شكرا سيد الرئيس، وبكل سرعة نود أيضا أن نضم فلسطين للتعديلات التي قدمتها كازاخستان. شكرا سيد الرئيس.
I see a number of members wishing to intervene. Can I just confirm that Philippines, Azerbaijan, Lebanon, Kuwait, Armenia, Zambia, Japan, Jamaica, Poland, Guatemala, Djibouti, and Senegal and Cameroon are supporting the motion for amendment from Kazakhstan. Kuwait also wishes to support. In that case, paragraph 3 as amended is duly adopted. Can we move to paragraph 4? Do I take it that all committee members just mentioned also support the amendment? As for paragraph 3, I see no objection. Adopted as amended. Can we now adopt draft decision 13-10B36 as amended? I see no objection. Adopted. And congratulations to Tajikistan. You have now the floor, Tajikistan.
Your Excellency, dear Mr. Chairperson, dear evaluation body, dear ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I would like, on behalf of the government of the Republic of Tajikistan, on behalf of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, on behalf of the Ministry of Culture, I would like to express our gratitude to Mauritius government for warm hospitality and organizing such important event. And I would like to express special gratitude to evaluation body for supporting, for your kind support. And it's great pleasure for us that UNESCO is accepted the Tajikistan nomination Chakan embroidery art to the representative list of intangible cultural heritage. That's very important for Tajikistan. I would like to underline that this year is proclaimed by the President of the Republic of Tajikistan, His Excellency Emomali Rahmon, as the Year of Tourism, Development and Folkcraft. Accepting Chakan nomination by UNESCO is a good and highly appreciated gift for Tajikistan. The inscription of the nomination Chakan embroidery art contributes not only in raising awareness about a kind of Tajik traditional craft in the world, but also it promotes the popularization of convention and implementation of its goals. Thank you very much. And taking this opportunity, we are going to organize tomorrow a small exhibition, and it will be great pleasure for us if you visit our exhibition. Thank you very much.
Thank you, distinguished speaker. I hope that it is a Chakan embroidery that you are wearing today. If it is so, it's very nice. Thank you very much. May I now proceed to consider the nomination of Kun, masked dance drama in Thailand, submitted by Thailand. Please, Mr. Omare, let us have your views and recommendations on this nomination.
Thank you, Mr. Chairperson. Our next file is Horn Masked Dance Drama in Thailand, submitted by Thailand. The Horn Masked Dance Drama in Thailand is a performing art that combines musical, folk, literary dance, ritual, and handcrafts elements. Horn performance depicts the glory of Rama, the hero and incarnation of the god Vishnu, who brings order and justice to the world. From the information included in the file, the nomination satisfies all 5 criteria for inscription on the representative list. The evaluation body considered that Horn Masked Dance Drama in Thailand represents the spiritual and the value system of Thailand, as well as the hierarchy within the Thai nation, transmitting shared moral principles and reinforcing a sense of continuity with the past and cultural identity. The inscription of the element will help raise awareness about the importance of intangible cultural heritage and the need to safeguard all its components. The safeguarding measure focuses on state-funded education of dancers and other performers, documentation and dissemination of related knowledge to performers and the public. The element was nominated with the broad participation of artists, researchers, state and private institutions, and relevant communities. The evaluation body wished to commend the state party for its first nomination. The evaluation body recommends that the committee inscribe Horn Masked Dance Drama in Thailand on the representative list of intangible cultural heritage of humanity. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Omare. Having received no request for debate or amendment, I suggest that we adopt draft decision 10B37 as a whole. Any objection? I see none. Adopted. Congratulations, Thailand. You have now the floor.
On behalf of the Thai people and the Thai government, I would like to thank the Mauritius government for the warm hospitality. I also thank the chairperson, the evaluation body, and the committee for the inscription of Khon, mass dance drama in Thailand on the representative list this year. We are proud that this is our first inscription, and it would certainly raise awareness and encourage all the Khon multiple ICH community to safeguard and promote Khon for the future generations. This inscription, I assure you, will contribute to cultural diversity in the world. May I take this opportunity to thank the Secretariat for their hard work. Now, with the permission of Mr. Chairman, may I invite you to witness a Khon live performance in the episode of Hanuman capturing Supannamacha on the stage. Please.
Thank you. Please proceed with the live performance. Thank you. Congratulations once again. Thank you for the artists. Dear members, let us now consider the nomination of pottery skills of the women of Chejnan, submitted by Tunisia. And I straight away ask the chairman of the evaluation body to give us a highlight of his report. Mr. Omare.
Thank you, Mr. Chairperson. The next file is pottery skills of women of Sechinan, submitted by Tunisia. The pottery skills of the women of Sechinan relate to the practice of using specific technique to produce terracotta artifacts for the home, including cooking utensils, dolls, and animal figurines inspired by the environment. Men are involved in the sales process, making this a family-based craft that promotes family cohesion. From the information included in the file, the nomination satisfies all 5 criteria for inscription on the representative list. The evaluation body considered that pottery making in Sechinan is a living tradition deeply embedded in the life of the community and perceived as part of the local identity. It strengthens social relationships within families as well as in wider society through the principles of cooperation and solidarity. The inscription of the element could highlight the close link between sustainable development and cultural identity. The proposed measures include education and the transmission of skills, documentation and research, supply of materials, finding new marketing channels, or adopting an excellence labeling program aimed at maintaining high standards of production. The file was prepared with the participation of representatives, associations, government authorities, universities, and experts. The evaluation body wishes to invite the state party to take into consideration the high risk of over-commercialization of the element and further remind the state party that updating is an important part of the inventorying process and invites it to include detailed information concerning this aspect in its next periodic report on the implementation of the convention at the national level. The evaluation body recommends that the committee inscribe pottery skills of the women of Sechinan on the representative list of the intangible cultural heritage of humanity. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Omare. We have not received any request for debate or amendment for this file, but nevertheless, I'll ask the Secretariat to communicate to the committee members some information regarding this draft document which we'll have to adopt. Mr. Secretary, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairperson. Very briefly, and we apologize, the Secretariat forgot the standard, omitted to put the standard paragraph which commends the state party for its first nomination as above, and would suggest that, as is the case always, that it be included. Thank you.
I take it that there is no objection to the slight amendment proposed by the Secretariat, who explain the reason, and the amendment is merely one of form, not of substance. I take it that we can adopt the draft decision with the amendment as a whole. I see. Is there any objection? I see none. Therefore, draft decision 13-10B-38 as amended is duly adopted. Thank you very much, and congratulations to Tunisia. Tunisia, you have now the floor.
Permettez-moi, Monsieur le Président, tout d'abord d'adresser au nom de la Tunisie nos remerciements aux autorités mauriciennes ainsi qu'au peuple mauricien pour la chaleur de leur hospitalité et la qualité de l'organisation. Nos remerciements s'adressent également à l'organe d'évaluation et aux membres du comité pour la minutie de leur rapport et l'intelligence de leur compréhension de notre dossier. Le savoir-faire des femmes de Sechinan n'est pas n'importe quel dossier et la poterie et leur poterie n'est pas n'importe quel élément de notre riche patrimoine. Il s'agit à nos yeux d'un marqueur de notre identité. Tout d'abord, par son extrême ancienneté. Votre décision ne vient-elle pas de confirmer que cet élément remonte au néolithique, rappelant ainsi la très ancienne civilisation qui forme notre nation? Également, la belle région de Sejnen, au nord de la Tunisie, est un creuset où sont venues se féconder toutes les strates de notre identité, lieu habité depuis la prime préhistoire, ensuite tour à tour berbères, numides, carthaginois, romains, jusqu'à nos jours. Enfin et surtout, il s'agit d'un savoir-faire de femmes de mon pays, ces braves citoyennes qui se transmettent et transmettent cet artisanat, que dis-je, cet art, de mère en fille en transformant la terre en objet utile, beau et écologiquement vertueux. Cela les a même aidés à avoir une relative autonomie économique. C'est tout cela dont nous sommes fiers et que vous avez bien voulu porter à l'universalité en l'inscrivant ici, ce soir, à Port-Louis, en République de Maurice, sur la liste représentative du patrimoine immatériel de l'humanité. La Tunisie est reconnaissante à l'UNESCO pour son assistance technique et financière dans le programme de renforcement des capacités en matière de patrimoine culturel immatériel. Cette inscription en est le résultat édifiant. Cette inscription, voulue d'abord par les communautés locales, organisées en associations, accompagnée de fort belle manière par le ministère de la Culture, l'Institut national du patrimoine, dont je veux saluer ici la qualité du travail d'expertise et d'accompagnement, ainsi que par la délégation de Tunisie à l'UNESCO. Cette inscription nous emplit de fierté, mais nous oblige aussi à faire tout pour sauvegarder cet élément en le laissant vivre et évoluer. Et à l'adresse de ces potières, nous exprimons à la fois notre reconnaissance et nous témoignons de notre sollicitude. Pour cette inscription, vous distinguez à la fois le savoir-faire, le doigté et l'intelligence, mais également le leadership féminin et sa contribution à fabriquer du beau. Ce soir, tous les Tunisiens sont potières de Sejnen. Permettez-moi de m'adresser à mes concitoyens à la manière d'un grand poète de mon pays en disant « Nisa ou Sejnen, mehiratun wa nisf ». Merci, Monsieur le Président.
Merci. Merci à la Tunisie et bravo encore une fois. Let us now move to consider the nomination of Aflaj, traditional irrigation network system in the UAE, oral traditions, knowledge and skills of construction, maintenance and equitable water distribution submitted by the United Arab Emirates.
La prochaine, elle sera commune.
May I ask Tunisia to please cut the mic, please. Tunisie, veuillez s'il vous plaît couper le micro, s'il vous plaît. Thank you, Tunisia. And now I invite Mr. Omare to give us its findings, the findings of the evaluation body on the application of UAE.
Thank you, Mr. Chairperson. Our next file is Aflaj Traditional Irrigation Network System, the United Arab Emirates, oral traditions, knowledge and skills of construction, maintenance, and equitable water distribution submitted by United Arab Emirates. Aflaj is an irrigation system in the United Arab Emirates that uses an underground tunnel to conduct water across long distances from an underground source to a sharia or basin where the community can access it. From the information included in the file, the nomination satisfy criteria R1, R2, R4, and R5 for inscription on the representative list. Aflaj comprises a number of practices, customs, and areas of knowledge concerning water management in difficult desert conditions, serving economic, ecological, and social functions. Aflaj can promote dialogue concerning water distribution in difficult climate conditions and cohesion within the local community. The nomination process was steered by the Intangible Heritage Department of Abu Dhabi Tourism and Culture Authority, with the active participation of researchers, landowners, teachers, and expert practitioners. However, the evaluation body considered that from the information submitted, the nomination does not satisfy criteria R3. The evaluation body expressed serious concerns about a development project aimed at the promotion of Aflaj as a tourist destinations and leisure areas, which is presented by the submitting state as a cost safeguarding measure. Members of the body considered that this project will lead to a heavy commercialization of the element and will cut off the community from its heritage, thereby ultimately endangering its feasibility. Moreover, no specific measure has been planned to assess the impact of this project on the social and cultural values of the element. In addition, most of the measures appear to focus on build structures and very little attention is actually paid to securing the transmission of the element and the cultivation of the active relationship of the local communities to this vital part of their living conditions, particularly its knowledge, know-how, and cultural meanings. The body wishes to strongly recommend that the state party pay attention to the likely decontextualization of the element resulting from its use as a tourist attraction, and that it undertake suitable measures to safeguard the intangible aspects of Aflaj. In conclusion, although the evaluation body considered that the file meets 4 criteria, concerns raised by the safeguarding measures proposed in the file were serious enough for the body to consider that criterion R3 was not met. Therefore, the evaluation body recommends to the committee not to inscribe Aflaj traditional irrigation network system in the UAE, or traditions, knowledge and skills of construction, maintenance, and equitable water distribution. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Omare. For this nomination, the Bureau has received requests for amendment from Kuwait. May I invite Kuwait to take the floor, please?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. On behalf of the State of Kuwait, we would like to thank the evaluating body on its work and its report. The Aflaj traditional irrigation network system in the United Arab Emirates number about 300 in the country, and its traditions have been passed down generations for over 3,000 years. With that in mind, and with regards to R3 and the concerns raised by the evaluating body, we would like to kindly request that the floor be open for debate and request some clarification from the submitting state party regarding their plans for promoting this element, as well as mention any development plans or safeguarding plans. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Kuwait. Is there any member from the committee? I see Kazakhstan, Armenia, Palestine, Lebanon, Jamaica. Do you wish to take the floor, or do you support? Yes, Palestine.
Yes, Mr. Chair, just to say that we join the statement of Kuwait. We support the request to give the floor to the state party. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Kazakhstan, please.
We also support Kuwait's proposal.
Armenia.
Also, we join previous speakers. Thank you.
Lebanon.
We join, and we would like to hear from the Emirates their case. Thank you.
Jamaica.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We also support.
Azerbaijan.
Thank you, Chair. Similarly, we support the proposal of Kuwait.
Cuba.
Gracias, señor presidente, también para apoyar la propuesta.
Sri Lanka, Senegal, and Zambia.
So we support the Kuwait proposal.
Okay. Togo also on the same wavelength. Can we now invite, I see Djibouti also. Can we now invite United Arab Emirates? China, please. China, do you support? Yes, okay. Therefore, let us hear the representative from the UAE to give us the clarification thought by the committee members. UAE, you have the floor.
شكرا سيد الرئيس على إعطائنا الفرصة لإيضاح ما يلزم إيضاحه تجاه قلق الجهاز التنفيذي والفريق العمل الاستشاري تجاه هذا الترشيح. لكن اسمح لي في البداية أن أهنئك على رئاسة هذه الدورة وعلى ما أبديت من مقدرة وحكمة لتسيير أعمال هذه اللجنة خلال الأيام الماضية، ونثق بأن هذا سيستمر لإنجاح أعمالها. كما نشكر فريق الخبراء على جهودهم وعلى حرصهم على الحفاظ وصون التراث غير المادي للإنسانية. نحن في يوم من الأيام كنا في هذا الفريق لأول دورة له بعد اعتماد هذه الاتفاقية، وندرك حجم العمل الذي يقومون به، ولكننا في النهاية ندرك أننا بشر قد نخطي وقد نصيب، ونحن لا نشك في نزاهتهم ولا مصداقيتهم، لكن من مبدأ النسبية في تقييم ما نود تقييمه يأتي إيضاحنا هذا. إن
Yes, please proceed.
لونس منذ تصديق هذه الاتفاقية يعلم جميع زملائنا بأننا حرصنا على تنفيذ أهدافها وآليات عملها، وتعاوننا على الصعيد الوطني والإقليمي والدولي، وتقدمنا بالعديد من ملفات الترشيح ونالت
May I ask the distinguished delegates from UAE to please answer the query from the committee members, please, because we have already taken 2.5 minutes. Please.
أنا أعتذر للإطالة، ولكن للذهاب للرد المباشر على هذه المشاغل وهذا القلق الذي أبداه فريق العمل. نود أن نطلع أعضاء اللجنة المحترمين أن هذا القلق على ما تمت الإشارة إليه من إمكانية إنشاء مركز التعريف والترويج للتراث الثقافي والجذب السياحي. نود أن نقول أن هذا المركز لم ينشأ بعد أولا. ثانيا أن ما تمت الإشارة إليه أننا قصدنا فيما يتعلق بالأفلاج أن يمكن الاستفادة منه في المستقبل للتعريف بالأفلاج وليس للترويج السياحي على الإطلاق، لأن هذه الواحات وهذه الأفلاج ليست مفتوحة للجمهور ولا للسواح، ولو كان أتيح لنا الفرصة في وضع غير هذا الوضع لم نكن نتخيل أن هذه الإشارة ستثير كل هذه المشاغل لدى فريق العمل، وأزعجنا كثير ما تم التعبير عنه كما لو أننا لا ندرك أهمية هذا العنصر. لذلك نؤكد أن هذه الإشارة إلى هذا المركز ليست من الأشياء الأساسية في المعيار الثالث بالنسبة لنا، إنها إشارة إضافية ربما كانت ليست ضرورية، لكن نحن نؤكد أننا لم نقصد الترويج السياحي على الإطلاق، وهذه من ناحية. ولذلك أيضا نرى أن المعيار الثالث احتوى على كثير من الشروحات لأساليب الصون ومشاركة الجماعة والممارسين لهذا العنصر. أود أن أضيف إلى أن هذا العنصر هو بالنسبة للجماعات وللمجتمع المحلي له رمزية خاصة في التراث والثقافة في دولة الإمارات، ونؤكد هنا أنه أقدم عنصر تراثي غير مادي لمدة 3000 سنة ولا زال يمارس. هذه الأقدمية وهذه الرمزية لا يمكن أن نساوم عليها لجعلها منطقة للسياحة. هذا من ناحية. الناحية الأخرى أنه في يوم من الأيام كما تعرفون الإمارات دولة حديثة، وكان بإمكان الدولة أن تعمل هذه وسيلة الري بالأساليب الحديثة، بالأنابيب وبالري الأوتوماتيكي، ولكن الجماعات ومالكي المزارع أبوا أن يقبلوا تحديث نظام الري الذي تعودوا عليه ويعتبروه إرث للأجداد عبر الأجيال المتعاقبة. وتجاوب معهم الرئيس الراحل لدولة الإمارات العربية المتحدة لهذا الطلب، لأنه أيضا كان واحدا منهم ويؤمن بأهمية الحفاظ على هذا التراث الإنساني. أنا أعتقد إلى الآن أن هذا رد ربما ينهي قلق وانزعاج فريق العمل المحترمين والذين نقدر لهم كل هذا. كما أريد أن أطمنكم جميعا بأن هذا العنصر على رمزيته وعلى ما يمثل للجماعات سواء من صلته بالتراث والثقافة أو فيما يتعلق بأنه يشكل مورد اقتصادي يدخل في إطار التنمية المستدامة سواء لقيمته الغذائية أو لما يمثله من أهمية في كمصدر اقتصادي على صعيد وطني وعلى صعيد تصدير التمور إلى الخارج. أرجو أن يكون هذا اختصارا للوقت. شكرا جزيلا.
Excuse me, can you please summarize? I wish to remind speakers that as per Rule 22.4, they should stick to giving clarification as requested by committee members. And I take it that the clarification asked has been provided by UAE. And I also wish to remind committee members that at this stage, on a point of procedure, we just can't support. We seek the clarification from the submitting state, and after the clarification, then we can seek to support or otherwise the motion for amendment. I see Cyprus, who wish at this juncture to take the floor. Cyprus, please.
Yes, thank you. We thank the United Arab Emirates for the clarifications, and if possible, we would like to have the views
of the evaluation board concerning these clarifications?
Mr. Omari.
Thank you, Mr. Chairperson. If you listen very clearly from the response of the state party, they didn't deny that this concern we raised about the development project aimed at promoting Aflaj as a tourist destination, leisure area was not mentioned. It was mentioned. The only thing he said is that their intention was not for that, but the information in the file is the one which made us feel that this was a serious concern. The project, which was aimed at promoting these Aflaj as the tourist destinations and leisure areas. So that was our concern. Still, it remains our concern, but for him, he felt that was not the intention. So it's upon you, the committee, to decide.
Thank you. Does any member of the committee wish any clarification from any quarter? Or can we now Yes, nobody wishes to take the floor at this juncture? Can we, yes, Kuwait.
Mr. Chairperson, we would like to thank the UAE for their response, and we would like to take the support of the committee with whatever they decide. Thank you.
In that case, I believe we are now ready to consider the draft decision paragraph by paragraph. If it is the wish of the committee, let us consider the draft decision 13-10B 39, paragraph by paragraph. Paragraph 1. Any objection? Adopted. Paragraph 2. No objection to its adoption. Adopted. Paragraph 3. Paragraph 3, we have a request for amendment. And I see Netherlands wishing to take the floor. Yes, Netherlands.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We would like to express our concerns about the amendments, since we think the committee should try to follow the advice of the evaluation body as much as possible, as we have said before. And this case concerned a decision by the evaluation body that touches upon the principles of the convention. Thank you.
Thank you, Netherlands. Your point is well noted. I wish now to have the views of other committee members. Austria.
Thank you, Mr. Chairperson. I have to say that I found this element as such really, really interesting. I think it's amazing that we have two traditional water management systems this year. But I have also to say that with regard to the operational directives, our Chapter 6 and the ethical principles, I have some concerns about Section 3B. So, yeah, that's basically what I wanted to share. Thank you.
I, therefore, see whether we have active, broad support for the amendment proposed by Kuwait. I don't see this active, broad support, and therefore, paragraph 3 is adopted in its original version, adopted as originally drafted. And my understanding is that after paragraph 3 remains unaltered, does Kuwait wish to reconsider its stance?
We take the view of the floor of the committee.
Please, Kuwait. I understand that paragraph 4 in itself can't stand, since paragraph 3 remains unaltered.
Correct.
And I take it that the paragraphs as originally drafted should remain.
Correct, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, I'm thankful that Kuwait confirmed, and therefore we adopt paragraph 4, the original paragraph 4. Paragraph 4 remains adopted as originally drafted. Paragraph 5, is there any? No objection, adopted. Paragraph 6, no objection, adopted. Paragraph 7, adopted. Can we now move to adopt documents 13-10B 39 as originally drafted? I see no objection, adopted. Thank you. Can we now move? Yes, may I give the floor to UAE for any statement or it wishes to make at this juncture?
سيد الرئيس، نحن نحترم قناعات أعضاء اللجنة، ونحن عبرنا عن حرصنا على أن يشعر الممارسين والجماعات لهذا العنصر على أن يقدر دورهم عبر مئات السنين في الحفاظ عليه، وأن يعترف به من خلال هذه الدورة. وكنا نأمل أن نحصل على الإرجاع على التأجيل ولنتمكن من إزالة أي سوء فهم فيما طرح في المعيار الثالث. نحن على ثقة بأن هذا العنصر يمثل يستوفي كل المعايير اللازمة لاتفاقيتنا، وأن ما ورد في الفقرة الثالثة أمر قابل للتصحيح ولإزالة كل هذه المخاوف التي تم الإشارة إليها. نأمل في أن تتاح لنا الفرصة لعرض هذا الملف مرة أخرى، وأن نستطيع أن نقنع ونزيل كل المخاوف التي أثيرت في هذا المساء. شكرا سيد الرئيس.
Thank you, UAE, for your understanding, and hopefully, in due course, in the future, we can reconsider this file. And may I, at this juncture, move to the examination of the Moba dance of the Lenje ethnic group of Central Province of Zambia, and submitted by Zambia. I straight away request the chairperson of the evaluation body to brief us on the findings of the body. Mr. Omar, please, the floor is now yours.
Thank you, Mr. Chairperson. Our next file is Moba dance of the Lenje ethnic group of Central Province of Zambia, submitted by Zambia. Moba is the main dance of the Lenje ethnic group of Central Province of Zambia, performed since pre-colonial times. Moba serves both entertainment and healing functions and contributes to the spiritual identity of the community. From the information included in the file, the nomination satisfied all 5 criteria for inscription on the representative list. The evaluation body considered that Moba dance of the Lenje ethnic group of Central Province of Zambia plays an important role in the structure of Lenje culture relating to the social and spiritual life of the local communities. The element brings together different ethnic groups, builds social cohesion, encourages dialogue among practitioners and ordinary members of the community, and fosters a sense of belonging and identity, especially among the young performers. The planned safeguarding measures focus on identification, presentation, and safeguarding of Moba dance, and will be implemented by the local communities, supported by various government authorities and national organizations. The evaluation body wishes to remind the state party that updating is an important part of the inventorying process and invites it to include detailed information concerning this aspect in its next periodic report on the implementation of the convention at the national level. The evaluation body recommends that the committee inscribe Moba dance of the Lenje ethnic group of Central Province of Zambia on the representative list of intangible cultural heritage of humanity. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Omare. May I suggest that we now move to adopt the draft decision as a whole, having received no request for debate or amendment. Can we now adopt draft decision 13-10B 40? I see no objection. Adopted. Congratulations, Zambia. It's now my pleasure to invite Zambia to say a few words. I understand there is also a video which is going to be viewed.
Thank you, Mr. Chairperson. On behalf of the Zambian delegation, I would like to thank the committee and the evaluation body for approving our application for listing of the Moba dance of the Lenje ethnic group of Central Province of Zambia on the representative list of the intangible cultural heritage of humanity. The Moba dance plays an integral role in the Lenje ethnic group's everyday life in terms of social, religious, entertainment, and many other aspects of existence. Therefore, this recognition by UNESCO means a lot, not only to the Lenje people, but to the Zambian people as a whole. Zambia is very rich in cultural heritage, having 73 ethnic groups, each of them having diverse cultural traditions. and we can only promise to keep the committee busy with other nominations. We believe that this approval will go a long way in motivating other ethnic groups, especially the young generation, to be proud of their culture and start protecting and promoting their cultural heritage, knowing that someday UNESCO will acknowledge their traditions. As a country, this approval reinforces our resolve to build capacity for safeguarding and management of intangible cultural heritage. We fully understand that inscription of the element will further unite the preservation efforts of the country in line with the 7th National Development Plan. Mr. Chairperson, after seeing the active participation of delegates in the dances on the opening day, I would like to invite you all, when next in Zambia, which I hope will be soon, to personally participate in the Moba dance. We are grateful for UNESCO assistance with training more people in the area of ICH and the preliminary work of preparing the Moba dance file. Once again, I thank the committee for approving our application, and allow me to play a short video of the dance, the Moba dance. Thank you.
Thank you.
Moba is the mini dance of the language-speaking people of the Central Province of Zambia and has been performed from pre-colonial times. The language-speaking people have been ensuring the ability of Moba dance by performing it at different social events that include traditional ceremonies, healing and cleansing ceremonies, weddings, funerals, harvest celebration, as well as installation of traditional leaders. Events such as this are an informal way of transmitting the elements to the young generation, hence its viability is ensured. When the dance gets to its peak, the lead dancers get possessed by ancestral spirits called Vachova. In this case, the spirits take the lead into detecting the flow of the dance, drumming, and singing.
Thank you, Zambia. Thank you. May I ask our friends, members of the committee, we have mostly exhausted item 10B. We will recall that yesterday we suspended consideration of one particular file, and we'll come back to that particular file later on in the light of the statement made this morning by the Secretariat. With your permission, Let us proceed now to consider item 10C, the examination of proposals to the Register of Good Safeguarding Practices. The Secretariat has informed that Saudi Arabia withdrew its proposal, so it is no longer for us to examine this particular item for Saudi Arabia. This means that one proposal remains to be examined under item 10C, submitted by Sweden. Let me recall that we are to evaluate to which extent the proposals best reflect the principles and objectives of the Convention. In other words, it is not necessary to meet each and every criterion in order for the proposal to be selected. The purpose of this register is to select effective safeguarding practices to be selected, disseminated, and potentially replicated elsewhere. Before starting the examination of the proposal, I think that it is important to keep in mind that the criteria that must guide our decisions today. Can we see them on the screen? We have on the screen now what are the elements that best satisfies all the following criteria listed under B1 to B9. I just give you some time to go through them for the sake of recollection. And if we can now move to the examination of the file. We have before us the proposal, Land of Legends program for promoting and revitalizing the art of storytelling in Kronenberg region, South Sweden. Draft decision 10C2, submitted by Sweden. Let me now give the floor to the chairperson of the evaluation body so that he can share with us the findings of the body on this proposal. Chairperson of the evaluation body.
Thank you, Mr. Chairperson. Our next file is a Land of Legends program for promoting and revitalizing the art of storytelling in Kronoberg region, South Sweden, submitted by Sweden. The Land of Legends program is aimed at promoting and revitalizing the art of storytelling in Kronoberg region of southern Sweden. From the information included in the file, the program responds as follows to the criteria for selection as a good safeguarding practice set out in paragraph 7 of the operational directives. The program links storytelling to other forms of living heritage, helping to revitalize and promote it as a living art. Storytelling festivals has formed networks, and the program clearly promotes coordination at the national and sub-regional level, as well as sharing of experience and international cooperation. The safeguarding measures fully reflect the objectives of the Convention, as they are community-driven, systematically revitalize the element and ensure its effectiveness, viability, and sustainable development. The program has been implemented with the participation of the local communities particularly storytellers, story lovers, experts, teachers, volunteers, staff of nursing homes and local organizations with the support of local authorities. The project serves as a very successful national and sub-regional model for safeguarding activities. The submitting state party and communities concerned are willing to cooperate in the dissemination of the program if selected, as attested to by their formal agreement and several practical steps undertaken. The file provides several examples of the external monitoring and evaluation of the programs, as well as feedback and reviews which are used to improve the activities and safeguarding measures involved. The program could be applicable to the needs of developing countries, mostly because the safeguarding of storytelling, oral traditions, and folk arts does not necessarily require a high level of funding. The evaluation body wishes to commend the state party for submitting an exemplary file that presents a successful and effective sustainable program which is deeply grounded at the community level and which can serve as a model for countries where oral traditions still play important social and cultural roles. The evaluation body recommends to the committee to select Land of Regions program for promoting and revitalizing the art of storytelling in Kronoberg region, South Sweden, as a program, project, or activity best reflecting the principles and objectives of the convention. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Omare. The Bureau did not receive any request for debate or amendment for this file. May I therefore ask the committee to adopt the draft decision on this file as shown on the screens. Are we agreeable to adopt draft decision 13-10C2 as a whole? I see no objection. I therefore declare decision 13-10C2 duly adopted. Thank you. It's my pleasure now to invite Sweden to take the floor for 2 minutes. Sweden, please, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Chairperson. Firstly, on behalf of the Swedish delegation, let me thank the host country for the warm hospitality and also the Secretariat for the organization of this meeting. We would like to thank the evaluation body for their important work and the committee for the inscription of the Land of Legends program in the Register of Good Safeguarding Practices. This is the first time ever that Sweden has presented a nomination under the 2003 Convention. And it is not a coincidence that this first nomination is a project to the Register of Good Safeguarding Practices. Sweden considers this register to be of utmost importance because if we don't know how to transmit the elements of intangible cultural heritage between people as well as to the next generations, the element will not survive as a living heritage. By sharing methods of safeguarding with each other, we don't have to reinvent the wheel. Therefore, Sweden is pleased to contribute to this essential register, hoping that more member states will do the same. We would also like to underline this register gives the opportunity to highlight the decisive work of the practitioners, primarily civil society and NGOs, in the implementation of the convention. And I'm now happy to give the floor to Meg Numgaard, who is the director of the Land of Legends program at the Storytelling Network of Kronoberg.
The Land of Legends is filled with stories of a country up in the very far north, where giants, trolls, and dragons used to live in endless forests. On behalf of the Storytelling Network of Kronoberg, I would like to thank the evaluation body and the committee. We are very happy and pleased to now be on the register, especially since one of our core values has been sharing. We have helped others with storytelling activities for many years, both in Sweden and abroad, by sharing our failures and successes. We are now looking forward to take this work to a new level. We like to intensify our work with the convention and extend our international cooperation. To be able to do so, we are right now in the beginning of laying a foundation for an international institute for oral storytelling tradition. New stories are added all the time to the Land of Legends. And I know of a story that we now can start to tell, thanks to you. And it begins with the following words. Once upon a time, there was a committee meeting in the beautiful country of Republic of Mauritius. Thank you, merci.
Thank you, thank you. Merci beaucoup. La Suède. Je crois... Thank you again, Sweden. Je crois comprendre que les représentants de Tunisie sont de retour dans la salle et je dois présenter des excuses pour n'avoir pas pu plus tôt présenter le vidéo concernant la nomination de Pottery Skills of the Women of Sayang. Et je vais demander maintenant au secrétariat de bien vouloir passer la vidéo. Et encore une fois, mille excuses à la Tunisie.
Au nord-est de la Tunisie, sur le massif de Mogod, se dresse le village de Sayang. Entre les collines verdoyantes et les forêts touffues, là où les Cigognes ont choisi de construire leur nid perché et où nos ancêtres de la proto-histoire ont excavé la roche pour honorer leurs morts. Cette localité est connue par sa production d'objets en terre cuite, suivant un processus qui remonte à la nuit des temps. Ce sont les femmes qui détiennent les savoir-faire relatifs à cette poterie modélée et qui les transmettent à leurs filles, assurant ainsi la survie de cette tradition toujours renouvelée, mais qui garde le substrat ancestral. Très tôt le matin, les femmes en groupe vont extraire de cette terre si généreuse la glaise nécessaire à leur travail. Et de la terre naquit la vie.
Merci beaucoup. Thank you, Tunisia. Distinguished delegates, we have completed our works for today. It was a very fruitful session. May I thank you again for your collaboration. And the session for today is closed. We are going to meet again tomorrow at 9:30. And as is a practice, the Bureau meeting will take place at 9. And since then, thank you and have a good evening. And we meet again tomorrow morning. Thank you.